Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Last week I was a speaker at a conference, and at the same time as my session about client communication, there was another guy doing his session about the use of the functional movement screen.
Okay.
So how useful do you think this functional movement screen is, and what would you recommend trainers to use to assess the human body?
Well, again, that's an easy question to answer if we start with the truth again. So if the truth is we move in three planes of motion or 3D, that's the truth. Can't deny that. If we're a chain reaction, can't deny that. If gravity has a huge influence on us, can't deny that. And if what we want to assess is in the transformational zone, biomechanically, we can't deny that, then it doesn't matter what your screen is called. What I will ask you is, what movements do you want to assess to determine what you want to do with your client? A great screen allows me to empower you. A great analysis tool, a great scan gives me the tools to say, what does Leander need today? What are her gift? What is his gifts? What can he do best? And what perhaps are some of his barriers? And so a great screen says, let's start with the truth. Let's not start with something that Reebok came up with. Reebok came up with the movement screen years ago. And again, the question would be, how smart is Reebok relative to function? Well, by looking at their screen, if you looked at the truth first, you'd go, they're kind of 0 for 20. Because you lay on your back and you lift your leg up, you ask, what do I learn from that? And the answer would be, not much, if anything. Yeah, it might be symmetry, asymmetry, but I can stick my finger in my right ear, and then I can stick my finger in my left ear, and I can evaluate whether that's symmetrical or not. But it's movement that doesn't mean anything to me. So like if I get down on all fours and I point like a pointer dog, it's not fair to say that's good or bad. It's simply fair to say, is that the functional movement that I would like to see my client do to determine what I want to do with them next?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are out there questioning a lot of tradition, and a lot of things that we've done, a lot of things personal training groups have done with body mapping and functional movement screens and things. It's kind of traditional stuff that we go, that makes absolutely no sense to us. Very traditional balance test is, can you stand and balance on one foot for as long as you can? And we would look at that and go, that's probably just the opposite of what we want to do. We want to study balance in the transformational zone. So instead of saying, well, it's a good or bad screen, what I would challenge personal trainers, physical therapists, chiropractors, athletic trainers, any type of movement specialist, physical therapists to look at is, when somebody comes to you and you say, how can I help you, please? They will say, I need your help to get me to move better. Then the next question would be, so what do you need to do and what do you like to do? I need to work in a factory and lift heavy boxes, and I would like to go play tennis. Yep. Immediately, we have to evaluate them in the transformational zones of lifting and in the transformational zones of the three main swings in tennis: forehand, backhand, and overhead serve.
Yeah.
So then we go, so does any of those movements in that particular screen get me there? The answer is no, none of them do. None of them have anything to do with those two things that they just asked me about. Yeah. So should I waste my time on doing it, or do I have a better strategy? Do I have something better that I can help them with? We would say there's a better strategy. So again, a lot of people want to start with something, at least start with something. We would say start with something that'll benefit your client. Don't start with something that's convenient for you. So if you get certified in a certain screen and you go, well, at least I know how to do this, that's not the answer. The answer is, what does Leander need? What's your passion, and what can I help you with? Because we'd rather start with that. We'd rather end with that. So you start with the truth. Strategy reflects the truth. Your technique, therefore, will look entirely different than what's out there right now.